This has to be experiential. Just take a deep breath, close your eyes. This is on video. No, I can send it to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay.
No, it's not going to do. But this is all, like, I could send, if you, we'll get in touch on Facebook or whatever, and then I could send you. So breathe normally, how you normally breathe. And then, so the location method is just, just as you're breathing, just notice the feelings in your body, just relax, get stressed, get rid of that, let it pour out. The location method, this loci method was developed 2,500 years ago. The credit to Simonides, this poet, this orator, who gave this amazing presentation, and then when he left the building, something really tragic happened. The building collapsed and killed everybody in the room, except for him. So he had the responsibility to come back and help the family find their family members by going through the remains. Because the room wasn't made out of sheetrock and wood, it was made out of stone, and so it was beyond recognition. And so he was able to remember where all the people were based on where they were sitting. Because you store information, just like you're a hunter-gatherer, I talked about speed reading before, you store information around you. Right? You don't need to memorize phone numbers and names, but you need to know where things were. You need to know where the fresh water was. You need to know where the enemy tribe was. You need to know where the soil and the food. You need to know that. It's built in. So what that developed was like, okay, so if you store information around a place, then take the stuff that you want to remember and put it in its place. So I'm going to take you through a place. We all have different homes and offices. I'll take you through my office in Westchester, New York. So take a deep breath. I want you to imagine you're going to Westchester, New York, which is right outside of New York City, and the plane comes and the car picks you up. It's in the suburbs, so with your eyes closed, and it just helps you to focus. Imagine a car picks you up, you're in the back seat, and you're going to my office. I'm going to name 10 places in my office. The first place, you get to a big glass building, it's in the suburbs, there's trees everywhere. You go behind, and it's the building, and the first place is the parking lot. What's the first place? Say it out loud. Parking lot. The second place is we have this stream, this waterfall, and it kind of makes like a moat around the building. And so you have to cross a bridge. The bridge is the second place. What's the second place? Bridge. And then you go into the building, and you get into the third place. It's the elevator. What's the third place? Elevator. Good. You get out of the elevator, you go into the fourth place, which is the hallway. What's the fourth place? Hallway. You walk down the hallway, you open a door to my office. Immediately to the left is the fifth place, which is the closet. What's the fifth place? Closet. Good. You go over to the sixth place. The sixth place is actually a person. It's the receptionist. The sixth place is the receptionist. What's the sixth place? Good. And then after that, you notice behind her is this gorgeous tropical fish tank. It's the fish tank. What's number 7? Fish tank. Good. And you go over, let's say you're coming to take a speed reading class. You go to the door of the classroom. The door is actually your 8th place. What's the 8th place? Door. Good. You open a door, and immediately up front is the 9th place. It's the whiteboard. Imagine a big whiteboard in front of the classroom. The whiteboard is number 9. What's the 9th place? Whiteboard. Good. And then finally 10. It's on the side of the room. I have all these bonsai trees. You know what bonsai trees like? Having these plants. It's all on the side of the room. Imagine, even if you can't imagine it, imagine you can imagine it. All right. So just imagine the bonsai trees there on the side. And then with your eyes closed, keep it closed. Just walk through these 10 places. Just go. 1 is this. 2 is this. Start in the parking lot and go through. And then if you happen to finish early, try to do it backwards. Forward, just go through it. You go from the parking lot to okay. Do the best you can. Now, whether you're done or not, just keep your eyes closed and breathe. And now I'm going to walk you through a different story. Now what we're going to do is we're going to walk through the same path. Right? We're going to go through the same journey, but this time what we're going to do is I'm going to take the 10 things that you need to remember to go unlock your superhero brain. And I'm going to put the first thing in the first place. I'm going to put the second thing that you want to remember in the second place, and the third thing in the third place. By the way, have you ever found yourself saying in the first place this, in the second place that, in the third place? That's where the language came from, this memory technique 2,500 years ago. The art of that memory technique disappeared, but the language still remained, right? And so that's how people used to remember things before printing presses and teleprompters and all this other technology. They had this technology inside their mind where they would share stories around campfires and like literally generations and generations. And so the first place you walk to is what? What's the first place? Parking lot. Good. And I actually say it out loud because it's just that's the active part we were talking about this morning about fast. I talked about the 4 keys to learning anything faster. So you get to the parking lot, and I want you to imagine you get out. You want to remember a good diet. So imagine yourself. And the reason why we visualize and we make it emotion. Remember Einstein said, imagination is more powerful than what? Knowledge, right? So you're using your imagination. so you're, different parts of your brain. So you get out of the car, and then there's a huge good diet around you. Buffet of all the brain foods, good diet. And see and feel yourself picking up the foods and eating it and just making it exaggerated and funny. And you're like, that's very childlike. Who are the fastest learners on the planet? That's children, right? So you play with this. And so you're having a big food fight, good diet. And then immediately you walk to the second place. The second place is what? The bridge. And notice how easy that came to you. You're crossing the bridge and you start killing ants. Now, I'm a pacifist. I would never do that. But just imagine yourself killing ants, because that's why you're going to remember it. If you don't like violence, you're definitely going to remember it. You're killing ants. And remember, ants stands for automatic negative thoughts. Automatic negative, great memory, wonderful. And then you go inside the building after the bridge. You go into the third place, which is the what? Elevator. You get into the elevator, and all of a sudden, you're exercising. So you imagine yourself in your exercise gear. You're doing yoga. You're doing P90X. You're doing Taibo. You're there with Richard Simmons. You're doing whatever represents exercise for you. You are exercising in there. Exercise, exercise. So see it and feel in your body. You leave the third place into the fourth place, which is what? Good, the hallway. And as you're walking through the hallway, I want you to imagine and remember brain nutrients. They're big bottles of brain vitamins coming at you, like you're Indiana Jones or Lara Croft or Donkey Kong. You're jumping over these bottles. You're just jumping over them. Look at the brain nutrients. They're vitamin Bs, and brain herbs, and oils, and everything. Brain nutrients. Good. And after the brain nutrients, you go into the fifth place, which is what? The closet. And you open the closet, and I want you to do something really funny. Inside the closet is your positive peer group. It's all your happy friends. Inside the closet. So imagine there's happy friends, positive peer group, they're all in the closet. But see and feel, what are they talking about? What are they doing? See happy faces, positive peer group. Good. And then you leave there, and then from there you go to sixth place, which is what? The receptionist. I want you to know something really funny. She's cleaning the environment. And she's like OCD, cleaning everything, the desk, bleaching everything, clean environment. Remember what she's doing, clean environment. Make it exaggerated, right? And then behind her is the seventh place, which is what? Excellent, excellent memory. And then fish, you know something funny? They're all sleeping to remind you of sleep. You need more sleep. But I want you to notice, like, you're looking at the fish tank, they're like in their pajamas, right? They're in their bunk beds. They're snoring. These fish are like snoring and they're bubbling up. They're getting their Z's. You have it. And then you go to the eighth place, which is what? The door. Good. And the door's locked. And so you have to put on your helmet to remind you of brain protection. What is it? Brain protection. And you headbutt the door open and it shatters everywhere. Shatters everywhere. And if it makes you laugh, that's why you're going to remember it, right? Because you're taking the ordinary, you're making it extraordinary inside your mind. You have no control of a phone number or a name or anything. You have the ability, though, to represent it differently in your mind, right? So it shatters open, goes everywhere. And now in front of the ninth place is what? The whiteboard. I want you to see me there. And I'm there, and I'm teaching you speed reading, but I'm writing the words new learning. New learning right on the whiteboard. What's on the whiteboard? New learning. And then notice what color. Say out loud the marker is. What color is the marker? Say it out loud. Great. Whatever you said, that's what color it is. New learning is great. And then on the side of the room are all the what? Bonsai trees. I want you to remember stress management. What is it? Stress management. And whatever stress management is for you. Maybe you're getting a massage on the bonsai trees, and maybe you're